Greetings to all the nerds in Nerdville. It is I, the Grinch that stole role-playing, the OGGM. It's Saturday morning on the 3rd day of February, the worst month of the year. It's 8:19 in the morning, and it is cloudy with a very serious chance of rain. But according to the groundhog, spring is coming early. So, I don't know. What is this? It's my face. Why am I showing your face? I don't know, because some idiot said you don't take me seriously if I don't show you my face, which I think is dumb. I can think of one or two individuals who've never shown their face online and made several $100,000 Iron Mouse. So I don't know. I don't like showing my face. I don't think it's important. I think it distracts you from what's going on the screen, which is more important. And I usually have some horrible, cut or scrape or whatever on my face because of the side effects of all the different meds I get. So yeah, there's my face. Just checking in, let you know I'm still alive. Now going back to the face I prefer. All right, what's going on in the news? Because we were so obsessed with this, we might have missed some other stories that are maybe, I don't know, as important or not important. I don't know. But there are some news stories, but we were so obsessed with this in Grim Jim that we might have missed. So let's catch up on the news before we start next week. So in regards to the most epic troll that Hasbro has pulled, and the rumors that they were going to sell D&D Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels to some Chinese video game company, that is not true. A lot of people claimed that I was saying it was true, despite the fact that I repeatedly said, no, this hasn't been confirmed, and I seriously doubt it would happen anyways. But whatever. See, people got upset. My favorite thing, though, of all the information I have presented in the multiple videos I've made about this is before I knew who Tennyson was, I said Tennyson owns Laren. Well, it turns out Tennyson doesn't own Laren. He just owns a small chunk of Laren, which means his own Larens. I mean, like 80%, whatever. And people are like, no, fuck you. Tennyson doesn't own Laren. They only know a part of Laren. You're such a fucking idiot, OGGM. Dear God. I was like, really? That's the one thing you take away out of all this? Not the smoke screen, not the rumors about the new Creative Commons, not the lie, not the fact that people were farming Stephen Glicker and some bot wrote this. No, I made a mistake and didn't know that Tennyson... Big deal. I'm sure there was more important things in that story than that. But okay, we're moving on because that story is over, at least for now. As of today, Hasbro is not selling Dungeons & Dragons. They might be selling off parts of the IP like every other company does. Moving on to the other story that we were obsessed with and we might have missed things before we get into this. And that's obviously Grim Jim Gate. Oh my God, the trolls came out for this one. Apparently I've made a new enemy out of this one. We've discovered the latest member of the clout chasing family, Scott Garrity, Condor DM, Shoner, and now L. And now we've got a new one. So yeah, the Grim Jim debate goes on much longer than it should. It's sad how many people are using this to clout chase and deny that this is true and say it's sus and say the individual who wrote it is sus. Hopefully it's over. I think it lasted way longer than it should have been. And again, it's just sad how many people are like, this is bullshit. That doesn't sound like an academic paper. I don't know who this person is. It can't be fact checked. Blah, 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 blah. Now I could go into this, but I feel at this point it's pointless. And I could just spiral on for hours about this. And I mean, these things happen. These people said these things. People are upset because they're only focusing on Zach and other things. It's like, dude, I mean, there's a way more important thing in this story than all this stuff people have obsessed about. And it just feels like, once again, people are going after Jim and me and other people who have chosen to take the side that this actually happened. Now, as you know, repeatedly, I say, I think the reason why Jim gets so much shit, especially from males in the community, might have something to do with the fact that Jim plays D&D with porn stars on a weekly basis. And I think a lot of you fucks are just jealous. I think it's subconsciously you're going, how dare he get to see boobies every week and I don't? Therefore, I'm going to attack him because I'm jealous. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong, but I think it's you. He gets to see titties and we don't. So, all right. Now, is there anything else that we missed? This is probably the strangest one I found. Downtown Abbey and Essential Horror. Downtown Abbey and Essential Horror. Call of Cthulhu meets British drama, swoon drama, right? Okay, so there's a game coming out called Our Brilliant Ruin, and apparently it is set sometime around sort of the Downtown Abbey time period. And it's a sociological and political landscape of an Edwardian world on the brink of demise. This sounds, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say, this is dumb. Call of Cthulhu meets Downtown Abbey meets Edwardian England and all that, pomp and brigadoon, Bridgerton pomp and circumstances, Jack the Ripper shit. That's dumb. I don't know. Like British swoon drama like Bridgerton and Downtown Abbey and, all that proper Jane Austen stuff. And you like essential Cthulhu horror, it might be fun. I mean, that's the time period most of this stuff takes place anyways, is Victorian England, Edwardian England. Apparently, 19th and 18th century England was just a horrible place to live. Because there's like Cthulhu and horrible monsters and stuff like that. And the United States is like, we got aliens. You guys get Lovecraftian monsters and Dracula and shit. I don't know, dude. I think in the horror section, you guys win. So this is a thing. I'm sure people will be like, this is dumb. All right, what else is coming on in the tabletop role-playing game news? All the announcements for Gen Con, for Paizo, and the anniversary, and the new stuff. There's some new stuff coming out for the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. They're starting to take submissions for RPG Day 2024, which is going to fall on June 22nd. This is Free RPG Day, which is something that, exists. You hardly ever see it, but unless you're really, really lucky, and I think even less so this year than most. But basically every year there's this box of stuff that game companies donate, and you can buy this box of stuff and then turn around and hold an event at your store where people come in and get these free things in the hope that they will spend money on other things. This is similar to Free Comic Book Day. They get a lot smaller, and the amount of money that the stores have to pay to get the chunk is no way in proportion to what you get. I used to get upset over the fact that my local game store, back when it was still open, never did this until he showed me how much it would have cost him and how little he got in return. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get it now. I'm sorry I ever badmouthed you about this. This thing's cool. I like the fact that all these game studios donate stuff and then say, here, give this stuff out. Maybe you get one kid who starts playing D&D and that one kid convinces his dad to buy a couple things. But compared to the amount of money that goes through a door at Free Comic Book Day, and I've sat through several Free Comic Book Days and I've worked the register for Free Comic Book Days. Yeah, it's just not fair. The amount of money you have to spend compared to the little amount of crap you get, compared to the amount of money you might make back, I can understand why so few stores support it. Still, it's pretty cool. So there is a link if you want to find a store near you in June that's doing free RPG Day. If anybody goes, let me know. Maybe I'll, ask you to buy some stuff for me. But yeah, in general, I don't know, man. It just feels weird at this point. What mom and pop game store can even afford this? We're still talking about the D&D core rulebooks thing, and the announcement from Jeremy Crawford himself coming out saying that was all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. The books aren't ready. They won't be ready till late May, which means June, which means just in time for Origins. So they might be for sale at Origins. Now, I think the digital's ready. I don't care what they're saying about the other shit. I think it's ready to go. I mean, DM's Guide and the Monster Manual, that's the easy stuff, right? Because most of that is fluff. There's very little rules in the DM's Guide. And everything else is just sort of how to make magic items, random magic tables, random tables and articles and, stuff like that. And safety tools. Apparently a lot of safety tools. And 70 new pages of art. Wow. So, and same with the Monster Manual. I mean, how many times do you need to rewrite Mind Flayer? We already know what it does. So really, you got to change maybe one or two things because the mechanics might have changed. But other than that, that's pretty much ready to go. It's going to have tons of new monsters in it. We don't need new monsters. We need you to make the existing monsters more interesting. I mean, how many times can you reskin a green slime? How many times can you reskin a dragon? How many times can you reskin an orc? This is an orc, but it's furry, and we're going to call it a bugbear. It's still an orc. It's still just a minion with an axe. So that's, yeah, May, he says now they won't be ready to May, which shows how little, either they've just invested so little energy in this that they're still now going, oh, wait, we actually got to finish this. Or they're like, look, it's done. It's done. And now we're just going to sit on our laurels and wait to see how many people pre-order it, which I think is the exact same thing they did with the cards, right? And the Book of Many whatever, which apparently also has some issues with it. So I think it's ready, and I think they're just waiting to see how much money they're going to make off of it. So there's that. The cards got in trouble again. I don't know if you heard about this story. The Deck of Many Things cards, people have finally started to get the cards and look at the cards, and they've been noticing things like there are cards missing, or cards were damaged, or they weren't even the cards. They were something else. Apparently, this isn't an obscure thing. Lots of different reports are going back to Amazon and Target and other people that they have discovered multiple mistakes within the cards. The whole reason they delayed the cards was to make sure mistakes like this wouldn't happen. And this is what we're hearing, that the cards are a mess. Oh no, I guess we'll have to rebuy them once you fix them. Let's see what else we're going on. If you're a fan of Free League Publishing's Dragonbane setting, they're releasing a Beast book for it sometime in February. Looks like we're doing Mutant Year Zero in space from Free League Publishing with something called Ad Astra, where you get to go and explore the Mutant Year Zero moon. Got some puzzle books coming out from Atlas Games for the summer/con season. Those look fun. We've got some more stuff coming out for Octung Cthulhu from Modiphius. Those look fun. We've got what could be the last of the 2023 5E things coming out from, doesn't say. It's called Surviving Strong Hollow. Its Kickstarter just started, and it's looking to be funded and get to production by March. And it could be the last one that we see that falls under the old CC. Which I guess brings us to the final story. The rumor that there is a new CC running around. That has not been confirmed. We could make the correlation of the announcement of Foundry VTT and the rumor that the new CC was, yes, in fact, there is one because Foundry signed it. But then again, we don't know how long they were talking to each other before they made that deal. So as of today, there is no confirmation that the new Sinister CC from Wizards that is supposedly gone out to the third party will actually be a thing. We have some vague confirmation from a source at Wizards, but it's not 100% confirmed. So until I guess we see it, or at least somebody has 100% confirmed that they've seen it, take anything you hear about the new CC with a grain of salt. Just like take anything you hear about the sale with a grain of salt. Just like you take anything you hear about whatever shenanigans Hasbro is up to in regards to Dungeons and Dragons at this point with a grain of salt. Because, now it's all shuck and jive, smoke and mirrors. They're going to fuck with us because they're angry at us. They know they can. They know they've got the gaming public right where they want them, or at least they think they do. All the people who are like, I'm never going to buy Wizards of the Coast again are back supporting Wizards. Bob Worldbuilder, Genie D, even Critical Role. So, yeah, I think, Hasbro's like, yeah, well, we survived. We're okay. You guys are still going to buy this. We know you are. I don't know anybody who's going to buy the new 2024 D&D. I don't know anybody in Ventura, in my neck of the gaming woods. Everybody I've talked to, everything I've read, nobody's really interested. Even the Adventure League people are like, well, I guess because we have to. So we'll see. So that's all caught up. Was there anything else? There was something about, people, content farming me, but that's just getting exhausting. Look, I get it. You watch my shit and then you take my stuff and you run with it. I don't know why. My stuff isn't even really that good. There's better people to content farm than me and clout chase off than me. But if you're gonna content farm and clout chase off of me, at least give me the rub. At least say, hey, I got this story from OGGM. That's all I ask. I don't care if you farm my stuff for content. Just, like that whole Call of Cthulhu thing that happened last week. I don't care. Just say, hey, I got the story from OGGM. That's all I ask. Till next time, be careful out there because it's raining.